Hi Bolovie, welcome to Community Living with your girl Malebo. If you're new to the channel, welcome and please remember to subscribe, right? So if you are stopping back by and just checking what's up, thank you for your continued support, and we really hope that the channel is still catering to what you're looking for and you're on your way to becoming more financially savvy. So if you didn't know, this is a financial literacy channel for young black professionals, but you don't have to be young or black or a professional to actually get value from the content that we release, right? But it's mostly targeted or specific to that group, right? So yes, so today's topic, what is it about? It'll be like sort of like a story time, just recalling the time that I was a student. I'm currently a graduate and working. So yeah, so it's basically just my experience with money and when did I start becoming more financially savvy and all those things, right? So it's kind of like two parts. So one is that I blew it. I blew quite a lot of money in varsity, and then the second one is related to like sort of like the series that I want to start, which is my first time whatever it is, right? So the first time I got a job. So that's the topic that I'll be discussing. And yeah, you guys are probably not used to me having nails and all those things, but yeah, they look good, right? Yes, no, whatever. But yeah, so I started, titillating myself a bit, getting my nails done. I always do braids. So, but then this is a new hairstyle to you guys, but I've had it for almost 3 weeks now. But yeah, and I think I've already explained the whole paper thing, that's my vision board and the other papers on the wall, because yeah, your girl has to get things done. 2020 can't go to waste. It looks like it might be like I'm really struggling now to get myself on track with my goals, my vision, my everything, right? But we can still try, even if it's like 0.1% like effort or whatever, but it will yield results in the long term. It's better to do something than nothing. Okay, let's get straight back into the topic of the day, right? So the I blew it segment of the video. So I was in varsity for 7 years, but I didn't do medicine. We all know people that overstayed their visit to welcome or whatever university. I'm one of those people. So my degree was a 4-year degree, but I completed it in 6 years, right? And then in like the 5 years, 5 out of the 6 years, I had a bursary that covered like all the things that I needed, all my tuition fees, accommodation, food, books, like the whole shebang, right? And then final year, I applied for NSFIS because they dropped me because your girl was taking her time. Okay, it wasn't intentional, obviously, but their company, and I don't know why they dropped me, because I'm just like, one more year versus the 5 years you already paid for. But that is the decision that they decided to take, that okay, slow academic progress or whatever, and then they dropped me, right? So that is how my financial setup was, like in terms of my source of income, right, throughout varsity. So first year they covered everything, and then they didn't give us, I think they might have given us pocket money. I'm not sure how much they gave us for pocket money, but they used to pay for food at the school canteen, right? We call it Trostoso. They used to pay the 100% meals, right? So which was about 28,800, right? So 14,400 for the first semester, 14,400 for the second semester. So in the first year, with our university, you could withdraw money as you wanted from your account and all those things without needing your bursary letter and so then what we did was withdraw, like I think I withdrew like 14k or something. But that is where it all started, where I was just like blowing money left and right and center, right? But then I think first year I actually did a very noble thing. I did pay tithe. I wasn't holier than thou, but I was in a good standing, like when it comes to religion and my faith and everything. So I paid I took 10% and I paid to the church. I gave my mom 4K, but that wasn't for her. That was just for her to preserve the money for me. Actually, I don't know why I gave her the money, but I just felt like something right to do, right? But she said she was going to preserve it for me, like she was going to put it in a savings account, which she didn't. And then the rest, I think I bought clothes and I don't know what else. Yeah, and I guess I used I used it throughout the year, right? So I never really needed to buy like food because I just used to like buy food from the school canteen. So that's how it was like throughout the 5 years, right? And then yeah, you'll find ways to get money, and that was the setup. So I never really had a budget, never really okay, I did have a savings account, I think in my 5th year, but I wasn't like consistent. There was like, when it comes to finances, it was just something that, like, I think with every student, you really don't want to stress too much about it. You don't want to think too much about it. It comes like you get an income from various places there and there, but you're really not thinking too much about it because, you know, school is also challenging. Can't be like 90% of the time money is not something that's on your mind, but obviously you want to do things with your friends, you want to go out, you want to do this and this and this, and that all needs money. So yeah, that was the setup. And like every year I'll get probably plus minus 10K that goes into my account. But the thing that used to actually help me a lot was that I used to do VEC work in December and January, and they used to pay like very reasonably, I think plus minus 10K. So by Jan I'll have like 20K from that, and then I'll give my mom like something. The way I was like, I'll give my mom something, but not like something substantial. So that will also carry me through the entire year. So in a year I'd say I'd get 30K from the VEC work and from other stuff, like from withdrawing the money, and from sometimes they'll give us pocket money. The pocket money wasn't a stable thing, so that's why I don't even remember how much we used to get. So it'll vary from year to year depending on various reasons, right? So yeah, but we we're never starving or anything, because we always had money at the canteen, which sucked because imagine every single day you must be queuing to get food. So that was really boring, but there was nothing we could do. Whenever we suggested getting the money that they were putting in the meals account, they like wanted to reduce the amount to maybe like 10K or something, and then we all just agreed that no, or rather we just have that money and we'll find ways to get to get it. So I'm being too honest here, but yeah, we'll find ways to take it from the tuition account to our accounts, right? So yeah, and we all know the textbook one. So if like they give you textbook, what word, yeah, like you guys, if you're in varsity, you know these stories, you know what we do as students. I'm not going to incriminate myself here. So there was money. Probably, yeah, I would say the year I could have plus minus 50K. And for someone who's not paying for rent, who's not necessarily buying food and all those things, that's a lot of money, right? And as a student, that's a lot of money. So, but unfortunately, when I started working, I literally had 0 in my account, you know. And then my final year, I got the NSFAS sponsor, but that was the year NSFAS was actually sponsoring students really well. The first year that they did that 350,000 thing, like including missing middle students and all those things. So that it was well run by the time I was on the NSFAS program. Okay, guys, I'm giving you too much of the background, so I want you to have like takeaway points from here. So firstly, there were irregular, like the income generation or the funds received were irregular. So apart from the VEC work and the food from the canteen, everything else was irregular. So it was actually quite hard to draw up a budget or plan as to what I'm going to do with my money. It wasn't impossible, but I also didn't want to think too hard or too much about funds. And I think there was like sort of like a codependency between me and Bay. So when I didn't have money, he'll have money. When he didn't have money, I'll have money. So it's kind of like, yeah, something that I didn't want to like worry myself about. And I'd say it was a bad thing because money will just come in and go like that. And there were times where I really had I blew it moments. And my most I blew it moment was in my honors year actually. So I did honors in 2019 and I got funding from NRF, right? I think they gave me like 70k. So 40k covered tuition and 30k came to me for accommodation and whatever else that I had to do. So so from the 30k that I got, everything went to my grad celebration. So within a month of getting that money, I literally didn't have a cent from it. So guys, I just want to warn you that as a student, yes, money is not guaranteed. Yes, it's a struggle to get it, but there are ways that you can start saving. So if you're a student, you should probably follow Ivyn Sambo. I'll have his YouTube channel below, because he's really just putting students on as how to save, what to know, like where to save, all those things, like your financial literacy 101, especially as a student, taking into account that you're a student, that you have this irregular amounts of money coming into your account, and then you've got like, you know, this and this that you have to cover, you still have to have fun, all those things. So but that is basically my story with regards to my varsity year, that I literally did not save a single cent. So I had like 5k before I started working, and that was supposed to sustain me for like a month when I came here to Eastern Cape. And that was the sad part, right? So April 2020 I got the 30k, and then my grad celebration happened like end of April, right? And like a week after or a month after that, that money was nowhere to be seen. So and then I got the news that I'm going to start here. Fortunately my friend was working this side, so I could crash at a place for a month. But just imagine that you, like, when you get a job, you don't get a job where you're staying like close to home or whatever, or where you don't have to pay rent immediately. And then I think some, like most graduate programs, don't actually give you relocation fee. They don't give you a place to stay for the first month, so be wary of that as a graduate, right? And also another thing is your grad celebration and all that. Maybe your family will help you. I don't know, I'm talking to you guys not knowing your financial situation, but like with me, if it wasn't for that 30k that came in, it was going to be a very stressful period. I think I'm someone that even with like my matric dance and what I didn't go because I felt like my mom was gonna cheapen out on me. I don't really like expensive things, but I don't like cheapening out on stuff that I value, right? If I want to wear something like nice for like such a huge occasion for me anyways, I would like to be able to afford whatever I want. Obviously not like going to Guess or Gucci or whatever, but just reasonable enough for me to feel comfortable in it, you know, comfortable taking pictures and all those things. So make sure that you save. That could be a good enough reason to start saving right now for your grad celebration and also for your relocation. I guess the second part is that first time. So the first time I got a job, I had to relocate. One, I had to find a place, but fortunately my friend was here, so I didn't have to find a place immediately, right? But other people had to find places immediately where you have to pay for rent, for that rent and deposit and all those things before you moved in, you know. And those are the like type of things that you should start looking into, especially if you don't have people that are just going to have 10k lying around for you to have those things, right? So that is my story. I don't want to make this long, and I blept around regarding my varsity experience with money and all those things. So I just want to cut it here and make it short so that you guys can enjoy it. And yeah, so thank you for joining and thank you for watching this week's episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you want like more story times or any other video that you'd like us to cover, please comment down below. And also just give us your experience in varsity. As what were you doing with your money? Were you saving? Were you financially savvy? Did you know what to do? Did you have a budget? Did you have a plan? You know, all those things, because unfortunately some people learn those bad habits in varsity and then they keep them throughout their entire life, right? Or even before varsity, and then they keep them throughout their entire life. I'm fortunate enough that once I started working, I really took like my whole finance and financial journey seriously, you know. So I understood like a lot of things by the time I started working, and I implemented those things so that I keep myself in check. You know, I didn't want to just like blow my money every single time. I think it's because it was hard end cash. But whereas in varsity, I really didn't feel like it was my money. You know, it was just like bursary money, this and that. Like, so I was being like a spoiled brat sort of. You know, so yeah, I think that's what I wanted to cover. And thank you for joining this week's episode. And I love you. Have a lovely week.